On the ice tonight, the Utica University men's and women's hockey teams began their postseason journeys tonight in the UCHC quarterfinals. We'll start off on the men's side, and for that, we go to the Adirondack Bank Center. The Pioneers, unbeaten in their last 23 games, the #1 team in the nation and #1 seed in the tournament. They're looking for back-to-back conference titles, and tonight hosted 8 seed Arcadia, whom they just swept last weekend on the road. First period, Pioneers on a power play. Remy Parker puts one home off the one-timer from a feed from Kimball Johnson. After 15 shots in the frame, Utica gets on the board on the 16th with 2 minutes to play. But with time ticking down, Arcadia has one last rush. After Brian Landsberger makes the initial save, Dylan Floret jams home the rebound. The Knights tie it up with just 2 seconds remaining. Arcadia then took the lead just 18 seconds into the middle frame. So a shocked Aud has been silenced, but the Knights aren't out of the woods. In fact, less than 3 minutes later, Matt Wood skates it end-to-end, curls and snaps it from the dot to the back of the net. The sophomore breathes some life back into the building as he ties it up at 2. From there, the Pioneers get going. 2.5 minutes later on the power play, that's Justin Allen from the point, wristing it through traffic. Pioneers back on top, 3-2. Just over 2 minutes later, they'd add to it. Check out that defensive play from Connor Fedoruk to thwart an Arcadia breakaway. He then sends it up to Brandon Osmondson, whose shot leads to a couple of chances, with Mick Curran finally putting in the backhander. Utica would go on to win 5-2. The Pioneers will host Manhattanville in the semifinals on Saturday. Earlier in the evening, next door at Nexus Center, the Pioneers women, the 2 seed, hosted 7 seed Lebanon Valley in their quarterfinal matchup. Utica gets on the board late in the first here as well. That's Erica Sloan putting a backdoor feed in from Georgie Santulo. Pioneers lead by 1. 50 seconds into the second, Utica shorthanded. Carolyn Whitney forces a turnover to the front, and Maggie Rylett is there to take advantage. Pioneers with a shorty and now lead by 2. Nearly midway through the frame, Carly Stefanini carries it in. She finds Sloan, who loses it, but it goes right back to Stefanini, who taps it into the open goal, just like they drew it up. Rylett would get her second of the game in the third off another assist from Whitney. The Pioneers win 4-0. They too host Manhattanville on Saturday in the semis. In the AHL, the struggling Utica Comets look to snap a 4-game losing skid as they played the first of 2 games against the Cleveland Monsters in Cleveland this week. To Believe Land, the 6th meeting of the year between these teams, the Comets have won all 5 previously. An eventful third period would lead to overtime, tied at 3. Andreas Janssen, already a goal in the game, can't get it by Jet Greaves. Graham Clark, though, follows it up and calls game. The Comets leading scorer with the extra frame heroics as he risks it upstairs for the game winner. Utica with a much-needed 4.